They laughed. When Pakistan announced its dream to build a world-class fighter jet, the world didn't just doubt, it mocked. The JF-17 Thunder was dismissed as a fantasy, a poor copy, a second-rate machine. Experts wrote it off before the first prototype even flew. In the halls of European defense expos, it was the punchline, not the headline. The narrative was set. This jet was a budget option for nations that couldn't afford the real thing. But laughter fades. What lasts is dedication. Pakistani engineers heard the jokes, read the articles, and understood the mountain they had to climb. Instead of letting doubt crush them, they used it as fuel. They knew the only way to silence critics was with results. The journey of the JF-17 wasn't just about building a machine, it was about building a legacy. Against all odds, they pressed on. The world's ridicule became their motivation. They set out to prove that sometimes the underdog writes its own ending, and so, the work began. Why the instant dismissal? It was simple math. Building a modern fighter jet demands vast resources, technology, and money, things the West believed Pakistan lacked. The JF-17 was a newcomer, unproven and co-developed with China, hardly a pedigree to impress the skeptics. In the arms market, reputation is everything, and the Thunder had none. Low cost was code for compromised, they said. Experts assumed corners were cut, radar engines, avionics, all suspect. The idea that value and lethality could coexist was unthinkable to them. Bias ran deep. Innovation was seen as the West's exclusive domain. The JF-17 was on the wrong side of the line they'd drawn. But the world's disbelief wasn't just technical, it was cultural. They didn't want to believe Pakistan could change the game. So what do you do when the world tells you no? You work. Inside Pakistan Aeronautical Complex, engineers and pilots became obsessed, not just with building a jet, but with proving themselves. They started with Block 1, flying it, pushing it, and learning from every flaw. Progress was relentless. Block 2 brought air-to-air refueling, smarter avionics, and a wider arsenal. Every upgrade was a direct answer to critics. They said it lacked range. They added a refueling probe. Systems too basic. They installed a state-of-the-art data link. Then came Block 3, a transformation. Advanced AESA radar, helmet-mounted displays, improved engines, and cutting-edge electronic warfare. The JF-17 was no longer just a budget fighter, it was a contender. Pilots validated every change, flying thousands of hours in every condition. They mastered the jet, proving that skill and determination matter as much as steel. The Thunder was forged in fire, and its pilots were its flame. Each step forward was a message: we're not done yet. The world's doubts became the blueprint for improvement. The JF-17 was evolving, fast. The underdog was learning to bite, and the world was about to notice. Slowly, the world started to notice. The laughter faded, replaced by whispers of interest. Nations in Asia and Africa saw value where others saw risk. Nigeria and Myanmar became early adopters, votes of confidence, not just sales. In international exercises, the Thunder excelled, impressing even skeptical pilots. Reports trickled back, the cheap copy was holding its own. Then came 2019. In real combat, the JF-17 delivered. A pivotal role, a confirmed kill. The world's debate was over. The Thunder had roared. Orders increased. Iraq, Azerbaijan, and others lined up. The JF-17 was no longer just a Pakistani or Chinese project, it was a global contender. Its success was rewriting the rules of military aviation. The underdog had become a symbol of possibility. The world had no choice but to listen. The sky was no longer reserved for the giants. And then, the unthinkable happened. Respect echoed from Europe. The same continent that once led the ridicule. Analysts now wrote about the Thunder's advanced Block 3, its AESA radar, its cost-to-performance ratio. At air shows, the JF-17 was no longer an afterthought, it was a centerpiece. European delegations visited, not to mock, but to learn. The jet had earned its place at the table. Rising costs of Western jets made the Thunder's philosophy appealing: efficiency without sacrificing lethality. The conversation had changed forever. European firms now saw the JF-17 as a competitor, not a joke. There was even talk of collaboration. From being laughed out of the room, the Thunder was now a peer. That is the ultimate U-turn. So what's the lesson? Let them laugh. Let them doubt. The world's noise can't stop you from working, dreaming, or building. The JF-17 story isn't just about a jet. It's about belief in the face of disbelief. Your origins don't define your destiny, your work does. Don't argue, don't explain, just build. Pakistan's engineers didn't win respect with words, they won it with results. Their work spoke louder than any critic. So whatever your dream, let doubt fuel you. Stay focused, do the work. In the end, you won't need to say a word. Your results will be the proof. Your work will speak for itself, and its voice will be thunder.